based on the Borden murders, Lizzie Borden and the Trial of the Century by Sarah Miller. Hello, I am Michael, and in this video I will enlighten you about the book based on the Borden murders, Lizzie Borden and the Trial of the Century by Sarah Miller. The famous quote based on the Borden murders, Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. In the early 1890s, both Andrew Borden and Abby Borden were murdered mysteriously. The cause of death was a hatchet to their heads. The two were not alone in the house. Lizzie Borden, their youngest daughter, was also present. In the case, Lizzie Borden stated she was in the barn that was on the property near the house during the incident, but her date and timeline did not in fact match up with the timing of events that occurred in the house. Although Lizzie Borden was the one to report about the murders, her actions have been rather odd after, such as burning a dress a few days after, raising suspicions. Police had no lead to this case due to there being little to no physical evidence. No weapon was found and no blood traces were left. And this is when things actually start leading downhill. Lizzie Borden was soon arrested. The trial was stamped onto front covers of newspapers, comics were made, and stories were spun about the case as people were absorbed into the story. As the people knew of the Bordens, especially Lizzie, who was a rich, quiet, and proper young girl, not someone capable of murdering her parents. So people were not just shocked, but flabbergasted. And here is when things get confusing. Lizzie Borden was found not guilty. Nearly 130 years later to today, and the case of the Borden murders are still left unsolved for who the killer is. Whether Lizzie Borden was in fact the murderer of her parents is still a great mystery. This case just goes to show how complicated truth can be found and how justice might not always be solved. Sarah Miller broke down this real-world case into this book, from the real newspapers, court transcripts, and timelines of events, to the map of the house, family timeline, and photos of the property. Sarah Miller, in addition, explains the beliefs people took during the time in 1892, showing how biased news was and how people reacted. And that's all for my English final film on Lizzie Borden and the Trial of the Century by Sarah Miller. Thank you. Girl,